Bottle brushes are so much fun. We're going to start this one. We're going to start with a stalk, right? Like we're going to make a line. And then we're going to give it a friend. And of course, we want it to get skinnier right here, which is kind of the opposite of what we normally do. All right, so I'm just going to kind of bring it down, not to a full point, but to pretty close to a point. Okay, and now I am going to come along here because our bottle brush is pointing down. So instead of it being a stem, it's a stalk. So I like to start here at the bottom and I'm adding in a U. Okay, but I want the tips of my U to kind of point a little bit towards each other, like a cup shape. Okay, so I'm going to add these, and you can work up or down. I tend to work down like this and like this, like this. I don't want them to be exact. I'm going to do a little one like that, and then I'll do one like this. And some of them are more tightly fitted together than others. Right, and I'll show you what I mean. Right, and then these are staggered. So like this one is more closed. That's what I meant when I said when they're more open or more together. Some of them are straighter and some are more turned, but you want them to be touching your stalk. And add one right there. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 on here. I'm now going to come in and I am going to add some little leaves, like little scallops, and they aren't all going to have a ton. So some, and they're kind of triangular, and I'm not being super precious about this because they're very, you barely notice them once it's all done. So it's just like little seed shapes, little triangles. And they can kind of go in all directions. The only one I kind of want to take a couple minutes to do is the one on the bottom. So kind of make these like two little wings. And then I like to do like a little triangle. Okay. Now we are going to come in. This is the fun part. I love doing this. I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to put it right here. And I'm making a whole bunch of little pen flicks. Just kind of like exploding out. In sort of like a fan-ish shape, right? And again, we went in all different directions, right? Because they would sort of overlap on their own. And this is just a little guy, so we're just giving him a little bit. And the bigger you made your little pot, right? Your little thing, can directly sort of relate to the length of your little firework explosion here. And if you don't like the way some of them go, just go over them. We won't. So you'll see like I've got a gap here, right? So I'll come in and I'll add a couple, and that adds a natural darkness to right at that base, which gives us some natural shading, which is absolutely lovely. And it's okay if you go over stuff, right? These would overlap in nature. Okay. We're going to come in. We're going to start here at the top. We're creating a long, stretched out leaf. And it's okay that you draw right over it because these are pretty transparent in nature. Okay. I'm going to do a second one right here, and they kind of really, it's like they stretch themselves out and lean down. We're only adding a couple at the top because that's the way that they would go. I'm not going to put one here because there's a lot going on here, but I could come down probably as far as right here. There. And I just made those overlap. We're going to add in another small leaf right here. And then if you want to, you can add one on the other side too towards the end. And you can see I made one side straighter and one side more rounded. And that's just because it looks like that leaf is now it looks like that leaf is a little tipped. I'm going to add in the indication of a vein going down the center, but only just a really slight line. Like I said, it's more an indication than anything else. And now I'm going to come in with my pen and I'm going to leave some little dots. These are just little seeds. And they're very subtle and you wouldn't at first notice them, but they're definitely there and they make a lot of difference in the overall look of your piece. And there's your bottle brush. Wasn't that one fun?